reverse bad credit. Yeah, pay an arm and a leg to do it probably. Hello, Cool Gamer. What's up, Cool Gamer? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. I hope you're having a great Monday. I hope you're having a magnificent Monday, a magical Monday. I hope that you're making everything work at home, at whatever you're doing. I'm off today. I'm off on this beautiful Monday. I hope you guys are, if you're not off, like again, I hope you're enjoying your day at work. Fresh new day, fresh Monday, fresh week, fresh work week. Enjoy. And thank you for those 2 thumbs up. Those 2 thumbs up. Thank you. I'm on the road. I'm on the road. So talk to me and I'll talk to you when I get to a stoplight. And talk to me and I'll talk to you when I get to a stoplight. I'm out looking for household items. It's almost time for spring cleaning, y'all. It's almost time for spring cleaning. I think I'm going to go into Ace Hardware. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't like, it doesn't look like anybody's in there. Are they not open? Of course, the check cashing places are open. It's tax time. Because it's that time of year. But I'm live because I need to be live. So whoever comes through here, leave a comment if you like. If not, just ride with me because I'm riding. I'm on the road. I'm so glad to see Cool Gamer. Hadn't seen Cool Gamer in a while. But I think I saw you in my last live, Cool Gamer, and I saw you today. So I'm glad to see you. Hey, Joshua. How you doing, Joshua? I see you, Joshua. So, Highline's Pride, good morning. So, Joshua, can you see your comment? Because I think you said that you couldn't see your comment. Maybe, I guess if you commented and you look back at the chat, you couldn't see it. But I'm not on StreamYard, but yes, I do see you on YouTube. Good. So you worked out for today? Have you worked out yet, Joshua? Joshua says yes. Okay. Can't put your comment up there, but that's good. I'm just glad to have you in the chat with me. It doesn't matter if it's me, you, and nobody else, or if it's me, you, and 100 other people. I can't put your comment up because I'm not on StreamYard, but hey, that's okay because I don't like, when I put comments up, I go through them. I don't like for comments to just sit one person's comment to y'all. Like, it's just me. Because you may be talking about a whole bunch of stuff and it may appear that comment is agreeing with what you're talking about and it's not. So I just kind of flick them. So how's the weather where you guys are? How's the weather, Joshua? How's the weather up there? I wish the parking lots would, well, they do have that. They have a space where you can just, for the pedestrians, but the pedestrians still cut you off. because you know pedestrians have the right of way, right? Right? Pedestrians have the right of way, as they should, as long as they aren't too wild. Some pedestrians do the most. So I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I can flip it around. I was about to say, so how do I turn this around? I see it. Yep. Yeah, I want something good to eat per usual. Y'all know me. Y'all know how I am. I want something good to eat per usual. Had a checkup, doctor's appointment. Doctor's appointment is done. Now I want something good to eat. I want to go shopping. How many of you guys have been shopping since the holidays? I know some people shop every day, nonstop, every day. It doesn't matter when it is, but after the holidays, I try and take a break from shopping, try and save a little bit of money. But hey, today I'm feeling like I want to go shopping. I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I do want to go shopping. Yeah, I do. I do. You're back. What? You start back Tuesday. You start your routine tomorrow. Your workout routine, Joshua. You start back tomorrow. Mine was sunny. Mine was sunny and cool outside in New York. Okay, okay. So, do you ever work out outside, Joshua? Do you do your workouts outside, or are you an inside kind of person? I know sometimes if the weather, if the weather's bad, of course you're going to work out inside, but like some people don't like working out outside, and some people don't like, being indoors. They love it. They love it. They love they do their cardio outside. They do their weight training outside. They do it all outside. Sunny and cool. Yes, it feels good. It feels outside. It's like it's not cold. It's cool. So that's good, especially for January. No, it's not cold. It's cool. Cold. It's cool. So it's like almost noon. It's almost 12 o'clock. It's Monday. I'm trying to figure out where's everybody? Where are they? Where is everybody? What are you doing? People are probably working. People probably are getting their week started. A lot of times Monday is the busiest day of the week. Sometimes it's hard for people to get back in gear or after being everybody's pretty much on full steam ahead. News, y'all. There's a lot going on in the news. Hopefully everything that's going on in the news, no. Hopefully with everything that's going on in the news, um hopefully things will calm. Incidents have taken place. People have been killed. Hopefully their families will get justice. But you know, you never know what's going through people's mind when they do the things that they do. You never know what, and aside from all that, what's going on, just people in general, you never know what's going on in people's minds. It's hard to even it's hard to even communicate with people nowadays. One, you either don't want to because you just never know where a person's mind is, you never know what they're thinking. And two, it's just kind of hard to communicate with people. People have a lot going on. You never know their mind frame. You never know their mental health status. But that being said, that exists. Communication will always be key. And believe it or not, communication won't be the only key, but it will definitely be the main key and always be important. It will always be any type of resolution. For resolution to anything, communication is key. Not necessarily just conflict resolution. So what time tomorrow, Joshua? Is it, don't you have a set time? Is it like 12 o'clock that you work out? Is it 12 noon? I haven't heard anybody say that they're on, that they have a New Year's resolution to work out this year. I think people have come to the conclusion that they just need to do what they need to do. Hey, Nirvana. Good morning, Lions Pride and Chat. How you doing, Nirvana? Nirvana, I'm off today. Just left my doctor's appointment. I'm out. I'm ready to shop. I'm choosing to have a great Monday on purpose. Oh, okay. I know that's right. Claim a great Monday. I say people all the time, people, they seem like some people dread Mondays. I love Mondays. Monday is another day. It's one of the 7. It's one to be blessed. It's to be blessed to see. I know as far as work and things like that, it can be hectic, but hey, that just shows how much that just shows your perseverance. If you're having a hard time at work, if Monday is that day where everything goes haywire, just go get through it. Get through it, get through it, get through it. You've gotten through all the rest of them. Get through this one today. Yes, have a great day on purpose. I'm shopping. But I was just asking, like, after the holidays thing, some people don't spend much money on the holidays or during the holidays, but some people do. It's right after the holidays, people tend to kind of take a break. They kind of got to get your pockets back right, get your reserves back filled. If you went into them, but it's like, January has flown by, the first month of the year, and it's January 30th already. And I want to shop a little bit. I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I always need to work out. I know, right, Nirvana? It's like, I think Joshua says hello, Nirvana. Nirvana says hi, Josh. I think instead of resolutions, just doing better, just choosing to do better, setting it as a goal. And I know resolutions are basically goals. Just resolutions are goals, just stated another way. Because whatever resolution you set, I mean, typically it's to do better. I think just doing better in general is a goal that everybody has. A goal to do better in life, a goal to do better at work, at home, with your family, with yourself, with yourself. Joshua says, I always work out every day to stay active. That's good, Joshua. I know physical activity is medicine of science. Yeah, like New Year's resolutions, to me, they're goals. That's what they are. I guess that's a synonym for goals. But I think people maybe are, when you hear the word resolution, though, as far as like the term New Year's resolution, I think people kind of sometimes they take on a lot, and when they say that, and then when they don't meet them, or they kind of just like, forget about them, or they kind of go to the wayside, they just say, you know what, I'm not gonna make any resolutions. I'm just gonna do better. I'm gonna be, just try and do better. And to me, that's a good thing. Like, if you're a person who makes New Year's resolutions and you can stick to them, that's great. That's good. But, like I say, it's just a synonym for goals to me. New Year goals. Your New Year goals are your New Year's resolutions. So the most common ones and I think the easier ones are to do better, to be a better person. And guys, it's just like when you set the New Year's resolutions to go work out at the gym. Sometimes you don't do it. Guess what? Sometimes we aren't better as people either. Hey, Cooks with Love. Nirvana says, what are your plans for today, Cooks with Love? I didn't see her come in. When you're on this phone, it goes out, it gets dark. Okay, I see her. Good morning, everyone. Blessings of love. New Year's resolutions, goals. Set some short-term ones, set some long-term ones. I guess you could say set some mediocre term ones, or medium, some that don't, maybe you can't reach them in a day or two, but it doesn't take a year. I think that's what sometimes happens, is that, like, when we set goals, we aren't realistic in the goals that we set. And maybe not that we're not realistic, not that the goal isn't realistic, but you know what you're ready to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think when we set goals and resolutions, we have to be ready for those goals and resolutions. Because otherwise, you may meet them, you may not even try because you weren't ready. So when you set goals, always be sure to be ready for those goals, to strive for those goals. And that way you won't feel like, oh, I don't keep them anyway. I think we all have a lot of goals. So just set the goals that realistically, those goals may be realistic, but are you realistic in if you're ready to strive for them yet? Joshua says, well, you cooking cooks with love. Just drop the dinner video, then I'll be cleaning up a bit, Nirvana. Okay. What was your dinner video, Cooks with Love? I'm gonna go over there and catch it. Go over there and see what you cooked up. What was making the house smell so good. Yeah, I'm smelling my hands in this lotion. Sometimes you can put on lotion and perfume that smells good, but when I go to the doctor, when I go for my doctor's appointment, my checkup, I try not to wear like strong cologne or perfume, because think about it. The doctors and nurses have to, all these different people come through there. And I've even seen doctor offices that have had signs on the door that say, don't wear strong perfumes or colognes, because for one, some of them may be allergic to it. And for two, it's just what smells good to one person may not smell good to the next person. Cook says casserole. Nirvana says, I need to watch the video Cooks with Love. I also need to make sure I have notifications on. I know, Nirvana. I know, because you know what? We've talked about that in several different chats before that I've been in. Joshua says he had spaghetti and meatballs, lettuce and tomato, pork casserole. Sometimes you don't get the notifications. And I'm wondering, y'all, like, is it like the more people you subscribe to, the harder it is to get notifications? Or is it like those who you go to more often, you get those notifications more? Or maybe if you go more often, you don't get those notifications as much because you go a lot. Because I've seen so many people kind of, get discouraged with each other because they feel like, well, I see you in these chats, but I don't see you in my chat. I see you on this video, but I don't see you on my video. Sometimes people don't get the notifications. Of course, there's work, there's life, there's family, but sometimes people don't get your notifications. Hey, Juicy Jack, how you doing this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I gotta go and check Cook's notification too, because a lot of times you are still subscribed, but you just kind of have to unsubscribe and then subscribe again. And I also think the more we try to support each other, y'all, when we say we're supporting each other, when you subscribe to someone, that is support. But I'm just kind of wondering, because when you go from, if you're only subscribed to like 5 people, of course you're going to get probably every notification that comes out. But if you're subscribed to 500, then I think it depends on whose channel you visit the most, and maybe even whose channel you don't visit so much. Maybe you do get their notifications, and you don't get the channels that you frequent. So I don't know. I think all content creators have that issue. Nirvana says, good morning. Juicy Jack says, good morning, last Friday. Okay, I think I saw that one. Welcome in, Juicy Jack. I'm glad to have you. My lady sis, Joshua, Nirvana, Cooks with Love, Cool Gamer, everybody that's come in. I'm on here for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go and look and shop a little bit, and then I'm going to get back on here later because I need to be back on here. Juicy Jack says, good morning, Nirvana. I think I'm gonna mostly window shop, y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't need to be spending any money. I left home with talking about I'm going shopping, and I am gonna pick up a few things, but I don't have anything in particular. So hey, maybe I won't find a lot that I want but y'all, it's like it's January. I don't need to be spending any money. Even though I buy most of my gifts during the year, you still spend money during the holidays, y'all. Even if it's just on a lot of food, you spend a lot of money during the holidays. Hey, the Chef Riz. Hey. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the live. Welcome into the chat. I'm glad to have you. He's speaking to everybody. He says, hello, everyone. Hello, Juicy. So what y'all doing? Have y'all been spending money this month? First month of the year? First month, is post-holiday season. So have you guys been spending money, or do you kind of give your pockets a break? I tend to give my pockets a break during the month of January, but I don't know, y'all. I'm just feeling froggy today. I'm feeling like I want to shop. I want to spend some money. Juicy Jack says, I hate to shop. I don't have patience. I do my shopping online. Hey, Juicy Jack, my kids and my mother, they love to shop online. And I've gotten a little bit into it, a little bit more than I used to be. But I don't know why. I love to go into the stores and look. I think what it is, now I will say, when I'm in stores, I'm not spending that much money. I think sometimes if you're a little bit bored and if I don't have anything to do, I like to just go and look, kind of like window shop mostly, browse around. So I do like that. To be honest, I don't spend a lot of money, but today I feel like spending some money. Definitely give your pockets a break. Right, Chef, right. Joshua says, I'm not spending money. Just save all the money. Start by Friday. Okay. Joshua says he's not spending any money. He's saving it. Cook says, I love to shop when I have money. Love window shopping. Right. I love to shop. And then I'm like Juicy Jack says, online shopping is so convenient, y'all. You don't have to get up. You don't have to try on anything. You just do it right there from the comforts of your home or from work or whatever you're doing. The only thing about it though is I like to try things on. So I know when you get it, when you shop online, it comes packaged and it's new and nobody's tried it on. So that's a great advantage to that. I don't like to try it on in this aspect of, I don't like getting into clothes other people may have tried on. I don't like that. I hate that thought. But I feel like, okay, if it doesn't fit, I can leave it here. I'm done. Bye. But when you order online, if you get it and it's not right, then I'm like, okay, you got to send it back. Then you got to wait till you get the right size. I'm just impatient with it. I got to get better about that though, because you know what? People are faster these days. My mom, my kids, they would get stuff like, say if they got it today and it didn't work out and they sent it back. If they were quick about sending it back, like if they sent it back by tomorrow, before the end of the week, they'd have whatever it is that they were, what I'm saying, what they were shopping for. It would be, they'd have it again. What's up, Steve Gilmore? Welcome to the chat. Juicy, good morning. Peace and blessings. Happy Monday. Yeah, everybody's speaking to each other. Yeah, y'all speak and talk to each other because y'all know how content creators are. We'll start talking. We looking at some of the comments, but sometimes now, if you're like me, I get to looking at everything that's going around me and I start running my mouth and then I miss the comments. The phone will go black. You got to pull it back up, especially when you're not on StreamYard. What's up, Yogi Bear TV? Good morning, Yogi. Geeky Girls Journal says, hi, Juicy and Steve. Welcome, Geeky Girl. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, into the chat. I appreciate you guys for coming by. I hope you hit that thumbs up. Run back out there and hit it. If you didn't, if you're new to this channel, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. When that notification bell comes up, tap that buddy. Tap it. So you'll get all the notifications. When I go live, when I do a video, when I upload a video, when I go live, all of that. So y'all tell me how has January been treating you guys? Like I said, who's taking a break from spending money? Who's out here spending money? And and if it's some people, for some people, the holidays, they don't spend a lot of money. They don't. They say it's just like, any other month. Like they don't spend a lot of money, like during the end of November, like Thanksgiving, Black Friday time. What is it? Cyber Monday. They don't spend a lot of money. But I ain't gonna lie, I think people do spend a lot of money for Cyber Monday because, like Juicy Jack was saying, that online shopping that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And I've gotten into it more, and I do like it. Like I said, because when you get, especially if you're ordering clothing, anything you order, unless it says it's pre-used or something like that, it should be new. And you get it and it's fresh and it's new and hopefully it works out. But if it's too small or if it's too large, you can package that thing up, send it out the next day. Like I was saying, if you got something today that didn't work out, you can package it up, send it out tomorrow, and you'll have your new item by the end of the week. So they've gotten fast. They really gotten fast. Steve speaking to everybody. Geeky Girl says, I have kids. I'm always all right. I know that's right, Geeky Girl. Always, when you got those kids, you're always spending. Always spending. Yep. You always spending. But hey, that's the joy of parenthood. That's one of the joys of parenthood. We fuss and we complain and we don't like to spend a lot of money. Then you got the mama I need, daddy I need. So you got to give them money when they need money. You gotta give them money when they don't even know they need money. You got to spend money. But hey, that's it. They didn't ask to be here. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. So yeah, Geeky Girl, you're right. So for some people, they spend just as much money January to December. It doesn't even matter. Like they spend just as much money January through December, maybe a little bit more on the special occasion, on birthdays, and maybe a little bit more during the holidays. But honestly, sometimes we're just spending, spending, spending. Yeah, the shelf facts. I mean, I know, Geeky Girl, I wouldn't trade it. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I think each of us, we enjoy spending money on our kids. Our parents, what I think as parents, all have the same goals. Our parents wanted to do a little bit more for us than their parents did for them, even though they were grateful and thankful. Parents did for me. And when you become parents yourself, you want your children to have more, at least just as much, depending on how things went with you. Some people didn't have much, so of course they want their kids to have more. But some people were blessed to have anything they wanted and everything they needed, and so they want to make sure that their kids have at least that much, if not more. Geeky Girl says, I try to keep a handle on it and spend as wisely as I can. Right, that's all we can do. That's all we can do is try. That's all we can do is try. Steve says, I'm saving a little bit right now for hard times. Good, good. That's good, bro. I think everybody needs to save a little bit for hard times. And you know what? If you're not able to save for hard times, don't beat yourself up, because times are tough. Every generation, every decade has, could say times have been tough. If you're a working class person, times are tough. You may not have it as rough as the next person, or the next person may not have it as rough as you, but never ever think that because you see someone doing well or what appears to be doing well, that they aren't having it tough financially. Unless you're filthy rich or you're wealthy, I think most of us wouldn't mind a little extra, a little bit extra. I saw a news article this morning, y'all, that said food stamp benefits or EBT benefits, for those who qualify for those benefits, that they are going back to pre-pandemic, I guess, rates or amounts. And I'm looking like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I guess if you were getting like a few hundred or whatever, $400 or $500 a month, during the pandemic, and you were only getting about 200, maybe 250 before, well, they're about to go back to having 250 before. So nobody got rich. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of people complain about what people were given during the pandemic. I don't care what they were given. I just hope they were wise enough to use it wisely. If they were able to save some, save. But with food benefits, you gotta, you eat that. You can save. You can buy non-perishable items that can last you for, long periods of time. But hey, they're going back. So for everybody that was, oh, they getting all these food stamps, they getting all this. Guess what? None of those people, I'm sure, if they did, it's very few. None of them got rich. The food stamp benefits are about to go back to pre-pandemic. Mostly everybody who went from maybe $10 an hour to $15 an hour, well, guess what? Eggs, gas, everything else on the sun has taken that raise. So people are back to pre-pandemic state. So that said, give people a break. You never know what people are going through. Nobody's perfect, but I think everybody is trying to be as well off or as good off as they can possibly be. So like I said, if you were fortunate enough to be able to get extra food benefits, extra financial benefit, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I hope you used it wisely. I hope you were able to save some. But like Steve said, he's gonna work on saving money this month. And it's sad that that's something we have to work on. You have to work on saving, because a lot of times, you know, especially if you're hardworking people, or if you've worked hard all your life and you still have to kind of live check to check, or I say maybe every other check to every other check. Like you may have some, in the nest egg for a rainy day, or if you wanted to make a big purchase, like a big necessary purchase. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people can't save. A lot of people, they are literally check to check, pay period to pay period. And before they, reach the next pay period, they're out of funds. So you never know. You never know. So if you had any kind of, if you got any kind of supplements or whatever during pandemic, I hope that you were able to save those. I hope that you were. And I hope that if you got a raise on your job, I hope whatever area that you're living in, I hope that things aren't sky high, but I think everything in this nation, I think everybody is seeing $20 eggs. Like I really do, y'all. I think everybody is. So they're taking benefits that were given, they're going back to pre-pandemic benefits. Like again, people who were maybe making $10 an hour and when everything was fine, and then the pandemic hit and people were kind of just, help and assistance. Well, when they got new jobs, those jobs were paying maybe $5 or $6 more. But now everything's going up to the cost in 2019. And of course that happens, but I'm just saying, like, when that happens, it's usually more gradual. Things go up quickly, y'all. Like you used to go into like Walmart and you would see that something went up like 10 cents, 15 cents, maybe 50 cents. But now when you go into Walmart or the most like the Dollar Generals, the Family Dollar, something that was like maybe 4.50 is now 6.75. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's up, bro? Atta baby. Atta baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? How you doing? How you doing? I seen you putting out all that content over there. So I've been checking you out, bro. I miss you, and I'm glad to see you in live. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everybody. I thank you guys for coming into the live. I hope you hit that thumbs up if you already haven't. Please, if you're not subscribed and you come across this video, tap that subscription and tap the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a video and when I go live. And I would appreciate the support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Subscribers, you are our support. Content creators, we are each other's support. So let's just all support each other. Support your subscribers. When your subscribers come through and they got some stuff going on or they want to talk in your chat, try and support. Be peaceful. Keep your chat peaceful. People, subscribers, keep the chats peaceful. Be there for each other. I'm good at it, baby, bro. I see you doing good over there. I'm glad to see you over here. Yes, the price changes are very noticeable. Geeky girl, right? It's like the price changes. With every year things go up, but the price change within this last year or so, it's not like cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. It's like a whole dollar. You go and buy, like, I'll say some Tide detergent or something. It's like, or whatever. You can not even Tide, like, y'all, the cheaper brands. What's a cheap brand? Purex. Something like Purex. may have been 450 like in August. Now it's 625. Y'all, that's ridiculous. Hey, Susan. Good morning, Lions Pride. Good morning, Susan. Good morning to you. What Steve's saying, what's going to happen with the food is it's going to go up so high when nobody's going to be able to afford it but the wealthy. Right, Steve. Right. And you already know what that results in. It turns out into people going it turns out into people just going wild. People going wild. Susan says, hey, good morning. Good morning, Susan. That's the sad part, Steve. Geeky says that's the sad part. It really is. Geeky girl speaking to Susan. Everybody speaking to everybody. But yeah, y'all, you know what? And the more I talk about it, the more it makes me not even want to go into the store right now, because I said I was going into the store, y'all. I said I wanted to shop a little bit, spend some money. But when I say that, y'all, I say that, believe me, the money that's spent, it won't be a lot. It will not be a lot. Sometimes sometimes you just have to treat yourself to like even a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people's funds are so low that a lot of people, y'all, can't tell you the last time they had their favorite fast food restaurant. And even though fast food is not good, I'm just saying sometimes they'll run to the fast food restaurant. Some people go daily. Some people still doing it. But some people they go when they can, or they go as a treat, like they treat themselves or their kids, or maybe not even a fast food restaurant. They may go to an upscale restaurant, every so often, and they treat themselves. Some people, right now they can't tell you the last time they've treated themselves. They can't. Let's see, Susan speaking to everybody. Yeah, y'all, they can't tell you the last time they've treated themselves to like a nice dinner out, like with them and their spouse, their significant other, or with the kids. Like I would take my kids. I don't know. I see a lot of people, and I don't judge anybody, because you can't spend somebody else's money. But if I'm gonna eat at the if I'm gonna eat at the golden whoever at the top of the hill, then my kids are gonna eat there. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not every time, because they may not want that. But I see people, they go out and they'll just kind of like, they'll treat themselves to the best. And then they give the kids like the fast food or whatever. But nah, if I'm gonna eat the best, they're gonna eat the best, unless they just don't want it. So, I eat what they eat. They eat what I eat. But, I just really found over the years that I prefer to cook. I don't always feel like cooking, but I prefer to cook. And then I have certain restaurants that I patronize. Like when I do want fast food, I have 2 to 3. And when I want to go to a more upscale restaurant, I have 2 to 3. And then I don't eat out as much anymore like I used to, because it's too many different people cooking your food. It's just, when you cook your food at home, y'all tell me in the comments, but when you guys cook at home, does it not taste better than restaurant food? Juicy Jack says, I try to buy meat in bulk, split it up. Right. Yes, Juicy Jack. That's how I was raised. My parents and grandparents were hunters. Like they would hunt deer, they would hunt rabbit. They would take cow. They would go to the I think it's called like the stock market, and they would get their food. They go have it processed and everything, and have it labeled. And we had like kind of like, what was it? Those deep freezers that are kind of like the size of maybe a twin bed, like a little bit smaller than that. Maybe the size of a refrigerator, but the flat kind. But now they make the stand-up kind. They make all kinds of deep freezers. But that's what my parents did. And I just feel like the more you cook, it's like your food tastes better than the restaurant's food. Of course, I'm sure there are some restaurants that have exquisite food, like it's just like A1, and they do things that we don't use things that we don't use at home. But I have come to find that I prefer my own home cooked foods. So Juicy Jack says that she buys meat in bulk, split it up, and put it in her deep freezer. So if I don't have any money, I should have at least some meat. Exactly. Steve says, I see a lot of people going self-checkout line, paying for half. Paying for half and still in the other half, Steve. True. Susan says, true, Juicy. Geeky Girl says, same lines my kids get before I do. Right. if there had to be a choice made. Exactly, exactly. I know sometimes kids like kid friendly food or foods that kids just like. But I saw a person one day and she was with this guy. They were a couple and they were a new couple, but my dads and my granddads, they taught me. Of course, my mother's grandmothers, when I say mothers, I mean like my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, my aunties, anybody who could serve as a mother figure. I'm old fashioned when it comes to that kind of stuff. I know about women's rights and women's the empowerment and stuff. Hey, that's me. But when it comes to stuff like that with a family, especially when you have mixed families, if a man can't buy your kids something to eat or the same thing that he buys you to eat, then maybe you need to reevaluate that situation. Because my thing is, if he can't buy it for them, maybe we shouldn't be eating that well either. Maybe we all should be eating kind of the same thing. Before people take stuff and run with it, because that's my perspective. If I'll pick an easy restaurant. Most people have what a cheesecake factory. I'll say a cheesecake factory or a Papa Do's or something like that. If he takes me there, and we just say once a week, right? Now there is that such thing as me time. I get that. So kids don't have to come all the time. We're gonna make sure they eating well at home. But if he takes me and I'm like, okay, I want my kids to go. I'm not trying to rip him off and have him take us there every other day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, of course, we're going to have our me time. And then, like, once or twice a month, let us go. Let us all go. Let us all go. Don't take me. And then also, don't take me to somewhere for pickup that's really, really nice. And then take my kids. We got to go by McDonald's. No, ma'am, no ham. Unless that's just what they want. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. And I'm the same way. I said, a man, me as a woman, and us women, if we're treating our significant others to a meal, our children should be eating the same thing. Of course, we're going to have our, date night and meal times where it's just the two of us. But, I'm not going to go and get this. Sometimes we go get takeout, we pick it up, and it's like from great, great restaurants, like really good restaurants. And then I go and get them Crystals or White Castle. No, no, no. Like I said, they gotta really be for that, and they just gotta really be like, Mom, I don't. But that's how I am. Gigi Girl says, same line. My kids get right before I do. If there had to be a choice made. Susan says she cooks. Yeah, but me, like I don't. Like I post a lot of food now. I post different stuff and like I tell you all the time, usually there's somebody else in my household eating most of that food. Now, not to say I don't eat some of the food that I post, but usually if somebody goes out, like if my nephew goes out and gets a sub sandwich or something, I might post his sandwich. If my niece or my daughter comes in with Panda Express, I'll post that, because that's content. It's a short, But as far as as your kids get older, they make their own decisions. You treat themselves, and sometimes they splurge, and sometimes it's not the healthiest. But all you can do is try. That's why I understand why people don't make the New Year's resolutions like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do that, So it's best to say, I'm going to try, and focus on it. Focus on it for 2 weeks. Focus on it for a week if need be. Focus on it for 2 weeks. Just try. Set short-term goals and make them become long-term goals. My food at home is better. Right, Geeky Girl, going out is more, more for convenience, right? You can make your food just the way you like it. Exactly. Juicy says, one thing I can't stand is when people think a man should eat before kids. In my house, kids get plates first. Juicy Jack, right. And I'm not going to get into like the biblical part that people will refer to. I'm just getting to me as a woman. We aren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But when you have kids, my perspective is kids can't get any more than you give them. Okay? They didn't ask to be here. Now, of course, the older they become, the more responsibility they are here, the more responsibility they have to take on, the more they have to, mature into young adults and adults and so forth. But as children, who depend on you for their needs and even for their for their wants, the men in my family, they always told my mother, my grandmothers, my aunties, they always told them, feed those children, fix those children's plates. Even though, and see, some people say, well, they worked hard for it, like especially if the man was the breadwinner. Well, he worked hard for it, he's supposed to get his plate first. I don't knock that. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But the men that I know and the men in my family, now I'm not saying I haven't known like people I work with that say, oh yeah, she better fix my plate first, whatever. I know people who are like that. But the men in my family, they always said, feed those children. They always said, feed those children first. Because you can't sit down and have a family meal at the table all the time, especially if you have working parents, and sometimes parents, you have to fix the meal so that the kids can prepare them for themselves. But when we're at home and we're all at the table, we're not all going to eat until grace is said anyway. So if you're setting his plate, that's fine, set the plate down or whatever. But if he's kind of in and out and just kind of doing stuff, some women will literally try to wait till he's done working on the car or doing the yard work. He's like, no, go feed those kids. Y'all go ahead and eat and fix my plate. I'll get it whenever. But when you're just like, I don't know, some people, and maybe some men and some women, depending on the dynamics of their relationship, they want you to set their plate down in front of them first. In my eyes, I'll set my plate down to my kids first, and then to him, and then I set mine. And I don't have a problem with putting mine after I've put all of theirs, but it's going to be my kids, him, and then me, and then we're ready to eat. And if he's cooking, it's theirs, mine, and his. Kids can't get any more than you can give them. And yes, you can teach children discipline and teach them that mommy is doing this because daddy is daddy. You can teach them that. But I mean, there's sometimes I think people make a bigger deal about certain things. I've seen people like literally get into it about that, like couples. And my thing is, my dad, my grandparents, and my granddads, they always said, feed those children. Like, that's the only way I can put it. Like, it wasn't even a conversation about who's supposed to eat first. It's like, feed them children. That's like, I'm gonna just tell you, they would feed those kids. My folks up north, my folks down south, because most of my folks that are up north, even though it's about half my family, they from the south. It's just like, feed those children. That's it. Them children. Feed them children. Cook says, kids eat first in my family when others can eat. Then others can eat. Right. Hi, Cooks. Geeky says, hi, Cooks. Joshua says, my parents love spaghetti and meatballs. Children's are when I was 4 or 5 years old, everybody loves meat. Juicy Jack says, I was at a cookout. Prayer was said, and I was told, come on, fix your plate. I said, my grandkids are here. I will not eat until they have. Right. Exactly. Right. Because say you don't eat. Right. Say you don't eat. Well, you can eat. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find you're going to get food. But say, we're at the cookout. Like I said, it's a cookout, family reunion or something like that. It's going to be a minute before you leave. And say your kids, your kids or your grandkids are there. Let them eat. Let them eat first. That's how we like, and then the way we do it, we have like a table, kind of like when we walk around, everybody walks around. We put the kids first. First of all, they're not going to get that much. Now, you do have some kids that eat like adults, but and generally speaking, they're not going to get that much. Let the kids eat, sit them down, let them start eating. And usually we have a couple of older kids that watch them, and then an adult will watch as the older kids. We come let the older kids, like the teen, the like 10 and under, come and get theirs, and then we come in, we let like the 11 to 18, 19, and then we just kind of go that way. Now, if you're late to the event, then your family is late, then you come however. But like if we're here, grace is said, we're ready to start, we worry about the kids first. Geeky Girl says, my family's the same. Feed them babies. Yeah, yep. Hey, Sonya, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Hey, good morning, because it's only 10:24. It's 10:20. Y'all, it's 10:24 where Sonya is. It's noon. I think it's noon for most of the rest of us. Geeky Girl says, hey, Sonya. Sonya says, I'll be the last. Me too, Sonya, because it's like I fix theirs and I fix his and then I eat. And I ain't gonna even lie to you, y'all. Sometimes when you the cook, sometimes you're not even hungry anyway when it's time to eat, because you dibble off and get a little bit right here, you get a little bit over here. So sometimes you're not even hungry anyway. But like Juicy Jack says, feed the children, because if there's food there, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes the kids aren't even paying attention to the food, but sometimes some are. So you always make sure that the kids aren't hungry. Make sure that they're fed. And if they just refuse, don't want to eat, let them go. Let them play. Let them be kids, but or do what they do. But I try to, like, here, you need to go ahead and eat, and then everybody else eats. Juicy Jack says, because they'll eat and go on about their business. Right. Juicy Jack, they'll eat their food and go right back to playing. Next thing you know, and once everybody else is done, by the time I say maybe an hour and a half later, those kids right back talking about, I'm hungry. So you got to let them eat. They need that fuel. They need that energy. We'll still be sitting up talking about we full. Joshua says, my parents feed me yeah, you're supposed to, Joshua, you're supposed to. Always feed. That's just like a newborn. You're going to feed your newborn before any mouth gets fed. You're going to feed your newborn. You're going to feed your baby. So when they're your kids, they're still your babies. You've been here at least a good, most people, I mean, some people have kids young, but you've been here at least 18 to 25 years. You got a little 3, 4, 5-year olds. Feed the babies. Feed the children. They're still babies to you, to your rusty butt. Geeky Girl says, me too, Sonya. If there is ever an issue when there isn't enough, I'm good. Exactly. Because if there's ever an issue and there's not enough, your kids have eaten. You can go get food from wherever. Even if it's like an event and you didn't get to get your plate, you can go get food wherever. Joshua says it's 12:26. Yep. Susan says, my parents put everything in bowls and we pass the bowls. Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Now that's what I now have seen people do that way. Like dad or mom is at the head of the table and then they start to pass the bowl around. They get theirs first that way. That because that's kind of like everybody has their system. That's a system. So, everybody has their system. But like some people, they kind of, that. And I had 2 aunties, they ate like that, Susan. They would like dad or mom, whoever was there when it's time to, have dinner or breakfast, whatever meal is, they pass it around. Now I had one auntie, she let the youngest one start, and it was so cute. It was always, they would like take turns, but most of the times the youngest one, she had like 7 kids, and like the youngest one would start fixing the food and everything. And when you're doing that, that's also training kids. That's training them to to be able to prepare and fix for themselves as well. Joshua says, we are not starving, just feed our kids. Right. Yeah, sometimes you just let the kids, we would when we be at her house, she let the youngest one start. Sometimes the youngest one would be like 3 years old. But hey, you help them hold the bowl and let them think they're doing, let them think they're doing it themselves. Or, teach them, you can do it. Let me help you. And next thing you know, you'll be doing this yourself. Susan says everyone had to be seated at the same time. Right. You have to be seated at the same time. So that's my big thing. Like, even if you're not a family who passes the plates around or passes the bowls around, and you just, mom fixes it. Does it really matter if she puts the dad's plate down first? Because food's not going to get eaten until you say grace. Food's not going to be eaten in my homes. Food wasn't eaten until you said grace. So we put the food down, everybody grab hands, and we say grace. And then it's like, dig in. We didn't, you eat. You eat. That's how we did. Like, there was never I always wondered, why was that always a big issue for some people? Like I've seen people I've maybe even seen like celebrities, like people have discussions about this, like on TV, like who eats first in the house. And my easy answer was always, we all eat. We all eat, because we're not going to eat until grace is said. So what difference does it make? What difference does it make if a stranger if a stranger's eating with you that day and you set his plate down first? Because we're not going to eat until grace is said. Now, of course, most people, if it was a complete stranger, you're not going to do that. But if they're a guest, what if they're a guest in your home? Some people, if you sit to the table, it doesn't really matter who gets their plate first, because you're not gonna eat until you say grace. Yours do to this day. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're not gonna eat until you say grace. And you know what? I've like had friends and coworkers who things like that, maybe if they didn't do it that way in their household, like if everybody just, when mom or dad was done cooking, everybody just got their plate and like went in their separate ways, like went into the living room, went into the den, went into the kitchen, went into their own rooms. I've known people who said that that's the way it was in their homes, but when they started to have when they began their own families, that they always made a point to sit at the table, um, or at least to stay in the same room, and eat together, to kind of have a fellowship. Because when you go into separate rooms, different parts of the house, which that tends to happen once they become teenagers, because everybody's kind of doing their own thing and everybody's on the go, and a lot of times everybody's not even eating at the same time, depending on your schedule. But if as long as we could, we ate at the same time, we ate together. And like Susan said, nobody ate until grace was said. Juicy Jack says, I was about up saying grace before we fix plates. You know what, Juicy Jack? Now that you say that, like, yeah, especially like, okay, like in my immediate family, like all of us under the same roof, we would, most of the times, I think we always fixed the plates, then sat down and said grace. But when we had get-togethers, if it's 2 households, 3 households, or like just family get-togethers, we did that too. We said grace. Everybody came together. We said grace. Sometimes we even sang a song, and then we fixed plates. So yeah, so we did that. We did that often too. But that was usually more when we came together. In my home, we usually fixed the plates and then said grace over the food. But when we had get-togethers at my auntie's house or at grandma's house, because a lot of times it would be so many, we just all kind of hold hands and stand and say grace before the plates are fixed. And so, we have, y'all know how you always got that one uncle, that one or two of them that everybody wants them to say the grace. Everybody wants them to say grace because they do it so well. I have one uncle, he loved to sing. He passed away last year, but every time we get together, we could always depend on him to say grace and on him to sing a song. Because y'all, by the time he got done saying grace, he was feeling it. He was feeling it, and he was good to give us a good song, y'all. He was good. He was good for giving us a good song. So I have another uncle. Actually, he's an uncle-in-law. He married my youngest aunt, and he's a minister. So he says grace. He says grace. We've known him for a long time now. Ooh, for about 17 years. Yeah, y'all, you know how it's like your uncle or your aunt, they marry someone when you were like maybe a baby or like a toddler or like really young, maybe 10. It's not an in-law. That's just family. It's almost, even though that's your auntie's husband, your uncle's wife, it's like they're just family. It's just, I have uncles that were married to some of my aunties, like, and they've just always been here. Like they know me, they know some of us just as long as our blood relatives, because they've always been around. They were always, went from dating to being married, or just off the top. By the time we were born, they were married. So, some in-laws are just family. It's like they're just family. They're like blood. And those are blessings. It's a blessing to have family, and it's a blessing to have family that's may not be blood related, but they've been with you and your family for so long. So even if they got a divorce or something, they're always family. They're going to always be family. Susan says, oh, thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Condolences to him. Susan says, now today, I hardly see families sit together and eat at the same time. Right, Susan. You hardly ever see that. Like you don't even see it. You don't even see it portrayed like on TV. You don't even see it portrayed on TV. And a lot of times that's why people did it. A lot of times, like when people back in the day, mostly people ate together, but there were still times where, because I remember being in school and stuff, and I, knowing family, knowing people, having friends that they didn't eat together. They didn't sit at the table and eat together. There was at times my parents would be at work where they would leave the food, and my siblings and I, we would together. But when our parents weren't home, I ain't gonna lie, we would eat whenever we want to eat, and everyone was ready. So it happened back then, but at least back then, even when we didn't do it, we saw it portrayed. Like we don't even see it portrayed now. You don't see people talk about it. You don't see people on TV doing it. You don't. It's just not portrayed anymore. All we see on TV. You know what? That's why I like. I don't know if y'all know Lady T Sensation. Tanya, her mom has a cooking channel, and Tanya just has like a kind of like, to me it's like a motivational channel. And every Sunday, she and her family have Sunday dinner, and they sit to the table and they eat and they have conversation. I love her channel. I love her channel. Susan said it is very sad now. Right, right. I really love her channel. They on Sundays, it's her mom, her brother, her mom's grandkids. They have Sunday, they come together on Sunday, and they eat Sunday dinner. I think she's the only one on TV. I mean, not on TV, but on YouTube that I see who does that. It's she's the only one that I see who does it. Like I said, they don't do it every day, but it's on Sunday, kind of like Soul Food Sunday. Like that, my family has Soul Food Sunday. We do still do that, and it's like some of us who are 30 minutes apart or whatever, we get, it just depends. We go to my auntie's house, my oldest aunt, and we have Soul Food Sunday. And if everyone can, many of us, we have to sometimes split up during in the house like that. But we have Soul Food Sunday, Susan. And now that you say that, it is really sad that a lot of people don't sit down and eat together. Because it's not just about the eating, it's about the connections. It's about the bond, the family time, the bonding. It's about the conversations. It's basically like the movie Soul Food. It's about all of that. Hey Buddha, welcome to the live. Buddha says shared, hey Lodge Pride. Hello, 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 namaste. Many blessings to all in here. Background working. Okay, Buddha, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great Monday. Thank you for sharing me out. We're just in here just shooting the breeze, Buddha. Just shooting the breeze. As usual, you know how my lives go. We went from shopping to family time to who's saving money, who's spending money, just striving to do better, who's keeping their resolutions, who even made New Year's resolutions. Like I said, resolutions is just a synonym for goals. So maybe if you look at it as a goal instead of a resolution, maybe you can do the things. Maybe you'll find things easier to do, or that'll make your resolutions easier to keep. Look at them as goals. Some may be short term, some may be long term, some may be not so short, not so long. Buddha says happy Monday also to all. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you so much. Susan says we had our grandparents after church. My dad picked them up and mom cooked Sunday dinner. Yeah, now that's how it was back in the day. And I think, you know what? I think some people still do that, but it's just like you don't really hear people talk about it, and it's kind of rare. But I hope people still do it. I do. When I watch Lady T Sensation on her channel, I'm like, okay, they still have Sunday dinner. And then, my auntie, like I said, every Sunday is Soul Food Sunday after church. Everybody doesn't always come, but a lot of us do. So, but we do know that after church on Sunday is Soul Food Sunday. So we do know that you got somewhere you can go and get a meal. Let's see, Buddha says, Amen. Yeah, you have somewhere that you can go get a meal. And like I said earlier, sometimes people just can't get to that because, work. Some people work. Not really, they may work during the evenings, you know, and they can't have family dinner like everyone at the table, making sure that Grace said. Sometimes you have single parents, be a single mom, be a single dad, and they just have to make sure that there's something there to eat for the kids, for the family. And you try and teach your family, y'all eat at this time. So hopefully, even if it's not conducted the way it would be when mom and dad are there, hopefully the kids are learning to eat together. But that said, you know how kids are. When mom and dad are away, the kids will play. So so you may do it. Usually there's a designated person, designated supervisor, an older sister, an older brother who's there to make sure. But hey, sometimes that older sister or brother, and they get the big head and they don't even do what they're supposed to do. And sometimes we get away from eating together, but if you get away from it like that, I just think it's really good when family gets like, not the nuclear family, but just like, kind of like the different houses get together and come together and at least have tradition established so that some people, can carry that with them when they start to have their own families. Because you may not sit down and eat together and say grace in your house, but when the whole family gets together, like all of your mom's sisters and brothers and stuff like that, you can pick it up from there. You pick it up from there. You may say, oh, I like this, I like the way we do that, we didn't do that at home. And so when you may even go back home yourself, with your parents, and start to do it. I can remember going to my grandma's house, and there were certain things that my grandmom did that my mom did differently, and we would come back home, like we would go to grandma's for the summer, and we would come back home and we would do stuff a certain way. My mom would be like, y'all been to my mama house, I know y'all been to my mama house. I do it still. Sunday dinner is a big deal as far as event. It is as far as event discussion with the kids. Right, right, it's a big deal. And a lot of times you know what, a lot of times, contrary to what a lot of people think, Susan, kids love it. A lot of times kids love it. Because I'm not gonna lie, when you're younger, yeah, you got so much other stuff on your mind, but like, what are you really doing for real? You're like 10, 11 years old. You really kind of love it. And then once you become a teen, you kind of, you kind of distance yourself. Maybe you're like, oh gosh, I gotta go in here and eat. But it always comes back around. When you get like in your teens, you're probably not too fond of it. You got to get off the phone. You got to let your games go. You got to come to the table. But if it's instilled in you, it comes back around. You kind of love it up until the age of about 10 to 12, then maybe 12 to 16, 16, 17. You're like, you don't want to do all that stuff. But around 25, you kind of start back wanting to come around, hang around, sit at mom's table, eat dinner, do it like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to back in the day. So everything I think a lot of us tend to gripe about, once we become adults and we're like, okay, we're on our own, we can do what we want to do. You go right back to doing some of the old things that your parents taught you, some of the old things that you did before you became so independent. And you realize just how much bonding was created. Remember, like Susan said, that discussion with the kids, you realize how much bonding was created back when you were a child. Everybody doesn't have the same circumstances. Unfortunately, some people, don't have a family that create bonds that way. Sometimes, whether it be, like I said, their parents are working a lot and they really just, it doesn't happen, or whether it be that their parents just, some parents aren't ready to some parents just aren't ready to, I guess, bond like that. Just because you have children doesn't always mean you're ready to just like, bond the way you would think parents are supposed to bond. So, and sometimes, and that's not saying anything bad about them. Like, of course, you do have bad parents, and you can have parents who appear to be doing good, but they still have bad ways. So you can't ever say anything is perfect. That's why I say no situation is ever just perfect. You may have parents who make you come to the table, make you eat, make you do this, and like Susan said, creates an environment, an atmosphere of bonding. But at the same time, they may be short paced, be strict as hell. Like strict for no reason, out of the way strict, and it may come from a loving place. But just because it seems like, they may be like military minded with their kids. So you can't always just say from appearances, oh, well, they look like they did this. They talk about eating at the table together. Yeah, but like, how's the rest of it? Like, how's the rest of life in that household? So just because it looks good doesn't always mean it's good. Just because it looks bad doesn't always mean it's bad. Need to fix the family structure. Right. Don't always assume because a child looks well taken care of, expensive clothing, expensive, shoes, hair is nice. Don't automatically assume that, they aren't having a hard time at home. And just because you see the child whose shoes aren't as expensive, clothing might not be just right, just as most people would have it, they could be the happiest, The love can be shown. A lot of times you can love your children without showing love, or love your household. Same thing with a spouse. Some spouses, they look like they got it going on. They drive a nice car, nice house, a pretty wife, husband, but they go to work, they're in the worst mood, So just because things look good doesn't always mean that they're good. And when things look shaky and rocky, that's the whole thing. That's what they look like. It doesn't always mean they're shaky and rocky. You can have someone come to work every day looking he's just not that type of guy to smile a lot, or type of woman to talk a lot. And then when you see them out in public, you may see a whole different person. You may see somebody who's happy-go-lucky, because they may be happiest when they're with their spouse. They may be happiest when they're with their children. Some people just don't like to come to work because of the work environment. So you just never can say what's going on in somebody's home, unless they've confided in you in some way. But yes, family structure does need to be improved. I think family structure needs to be improved. When it comes to relationships with people in general, I think communications in communities needs to be improved. The family structure needs to be improved. The family to educational system relationship, those dynamics, they need to be improved. Things just need to we need to do better. We need to do better. And I guess that just brings me back around. I've been on here like an hour and 15 minutes, y'all. And you know what? Saying that, it just brings me back around to kind of like what we were talking about with the New Year's resolutions and stuff, when we kind of started the conversation. You don't have to be perfect, because nobody's perfect. You can't be. You may be perfect in some people's eyes, but nobody's perfect. So when things look like they're perfect, or as close to perfect as can be, look like they're just right, always be willing to be an ear for somebody. When things look rough, sometimes they are, but sometimes they aren't. Sometimes things aren't as rough for people as they look. Sometimes it may just be a particular situation. Like somebody may really not like their job. You know what I'm saying? So they come to work, they look like they just barely got their, like, with their hair combed. Like they just like, when I say barely got there, I mean they really look like they wanted to stay in bed that day and not come to work. But when you see them out in public on the streets with their families, with their kids, with their spouse, they may be the happiest you've ever seen them. They may be happy-go-lucky, or you may see them out with friends, and it's like, is that so-and-so from work? Yeah, that's him, that's her. They just don't like the job. They don't like the way you guys act at work. That's all that is. They don't like the job. They don't like the way you are at work. But to take care of themselves, to take care of their families, they have to come to work. So now that you see them out with their family and friends or whoever, you see a whole totally different person. So things aren't always as bad as they may seem. Like I said, you might see some people like they just rolled out of bed and came on in and didn't want to. Then you may see somebody who looks Like, hey, they got the perfect life. Kids looking good. They always looking good when you see them. But when they go home, things are rough. Things are rough. So that again, it goes to you never know what someone's going through. Don't let the appearance fool you. Don't let appearances fool you. Joshua says God is perfect always, and that is the only being who he is. That is the only. He is God. God is God. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Yeah, a lot of times people don't like, what they're doing. They don't like the search, their circumstances or the situation. Some people went, they go to college because that's what their parents want them to do. And they go to class, they skip class, they miss class. When you see them in class, they look like, oh boy, if I could just be here or there, if I could be at work, or if I could be at home. But then when they're away from school, they're the happiest people you want to see. It's just people are different, and all circumstances don't mean the same for all people. Good circumstances for one person may not be a good circumstances another a set of good circumstances for another person. But what I can say is always try to uplift people. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be in the best moods. We all go through things. If I see Susan and Susan is in the chat and she's saying stuff and it looks like she's just not Susan today, that means something's going on with Susan. Why strike out? Unless Susan says like, hey, y'all suck up. like she don't well, like, it may be something in the chat and it's like, you can't say, well, what's going on with you, Susan? Because it seems like you're getting a little gritty in the chat. Just like with Joshua, it could be anybody. When you grow to know people enough, then you know when things aren't right. People can be in the chat and things can seem perfect, but you just don't know. They might come in a little perturbed one day, and it may not be that anything happened in the chat. It could be that something's going home, things just aren't right. Something at work, things just aren't right. It could be anything. Like, I could be on here, even though I came live, I made a conscious decision to go live. I could be on here saying some real stupid stuff, and they be like, damn, something ain't right. People, because people, they do things, you still like, somebody in the store may piss me off. And then I come back out here and go live and I'm still perturbed. And then I get snappy with somebody in the chat. Then y'all just look, Lions Pride. Lions, you went your ass in that store. Now you in here, you come back in here, you a little snappy. What's wrong with you? What happened in the store? Like, y'all, you get to know each other. Even though I know we say we don't know each other on here, you can kind of, even in the chat, like, you can feel when there's tension in the chat. You can feel when your chat is happy. You can just, you can feel things. Susan says, true, Joshua. Joshua says, absolutely. Susan laughing. Yeah, Susan can be in the chat like, I'm like, damn, Susan's snapping them up. Something. And every day she comes on here and we think Susan is fine. You can just think, there's nothing. She's always polite. She's always nice. But maybe things are going on in her life. And today was just that day that just really rubbed her the wrong way, but she still wants to do her usual routine. She comes in the chat, she's a little bit perturbed. So it's not a lot you can say to her today. She's gonna be a little snappy. So you just kind of figure people out. And when you see stuff like that, don't always get like mad about it. Like, kind of address them like, well, hey, what's going on with you? Or what's up with you? You can do that with the content creator. Something like I said, I could go in the store right now talking about I want to shop and somebody tick me off. Then I'm come back and I go back live, but I got an attitude, or somebody says something in the chat and I'm on 10 already and I'm like, is he getting smart? Then y'all be like, Lions, did you go up in that store and somebody piss you off? People are human, y'all. We all fall short of perfection. We all fall short of perfection. Joshua says he graduated from high school and college so that he can get a diploma to get a job as an artist. Great. That's great, Joshua. Buddha, I'm for real. Like, you can, I might, Buddha may come in the chat and say something. I'm like, what? And you may have been kind of feeling a little tension or something, like, she just ain't right today. She's not like she usually is. Then you say something, then I just really snap. Then it's like, I knew her ass. I knew something going on. She just, what's wrong with you? Like, it's just sometimes you can feel, you can feel the mood of the chat. You can feel the mood of the chat, and each person in the chat. And then, of course, sometimes people, it's hard to always fully understand what someone is saying when you're chatting. That's why I was in the chat and you typing in the chat. So before going off, just get, Get an understanding, like, okay, what do you mean? Did you mean this? I think sometimes it's like it's just all about structure. Now some people don't have tact, but even in that case, you tend to learn who's who. Just like in your family, you have some people, they just don't have any tact. Like I had my great grandmother, she didn't have tact. She was old enough to say whatever she wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? It's like you would think like, well, now, because I hear people a lot of times say, I don't care how old you are, you're gonna respect me. That's true. I believe in that. I get that. But when you have someone that's like 97 years old and you're like 40 or younger, you think you're gonna be respected. I mean, I'm sure, of course, they'll respect you because most times you're old enough to be, you're young enough to be their children, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren. But don't expect them to always have tact in the way they talk to you. Your parents, don't expect your parents to always talk to you tactfully. And for those people, those relationships, it is what it is. But when you're on a job, try to practice tact. When you're in a chat, try to practice tact. And if someone tells you that you're not real tactful, or you seem you're coming off as a little whatever, before snapping and popping off saying, well, that's you, think about what you said. Just ask people. It's communication. Like I said, y'all, communication is key. Communication is key. It's key, it's key, it's key. And you don't know people on here. You don't have to deal with these people. They can just stay out of your if you someone's like not talking to you the right way, stay out of their chat. You stay out of their chat. You meet each other in a different chat. Be cordial. If you don't want to be cordial, just like keep it going, keep it moving. It's like you don't know each other. You don't have to sleep together, eat together, live together. None of that. Wild information. Hello, hello, hello. Wild info says hi chat. Joshua says he blocked somebody yesterday immediately saying inappropriate stuff in the chat. He doesn't like cussing. Right, right. It's rude. It's rude. Especially if you're in there and you're cursing at people. Hey, Annie. Y'all, I'm telling you, this phone, it goes out on my comments. I'm just seeing this. How you doing, Annie? Annie says, good afternoon, Lions Pride, Mods, and chat. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Annie. I hope you're having a great day at work. Hello, Wild Info. Susan says, yep, and YouTube is full of no tact. My grandmother had no tact, and when she started talking French, I know, right? When somebody is 97 years old, 90 years old, 92, 93, 94, when someone is that old, I don't expect for them to have tact. I expect for them to say whatever they want to say. Wild Info says, I'm here. Joshua speaking to Annie. Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you, Wild Info. Hey, y'all, tap the like. Tap the like. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. If you have not already done so, do so on your way out. I'm going to end in a few minutes. I came on because it's Monday. I know Mondays can be manic for some people. And if you're working or if you had a little time already, come in into the chat, get some words of encouragement. We were talking about New Year's resolutions, how they're basically synonymous to just having goals. Sometimes they seem unattainable, but don't put unattainable ones on yourself. Make sure that your resolutions are realistic and that there's something that you truly want to do. And don't, a lot of things we do truly want to do, but we're not ready to do them. So make sure that your New Year's resolutions can come out a little bit better if you make sure that you're ready for the resolution that you set or that you make. You know, like I said, they're basically their goals. So some are short term, some are long term, but make sure that you're ready for them. That's why a lot of times people say they don't stick to them because they really weren't ready for them yet. They weren't ready to stick to them yet. They were ready for them, but they weren't ready to stick to them. Let's see. Info, mysterious voice from above. Mysterious voice from above. What does that mean? Wild Info. Juicy Jack says, hey, Annie. Yes, yes, yes. My Annie's in the chat. Y'all, Annie, y'all know I love Annie. I love all of y'all. Y'all are so supportive. Juicy Jack, Annie, Joshua, Susan, all of you guys. You left early sick, Annie? Oh, my goodness. I hope you feel better soon. I hope you feel better soon. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I hope you feel better soon. Is it how's the weather? How's the weather where you are? And it says, hey, Juicy Jack. Let's see. I'm trying to get this thing to move. I have yet to make mine. You have yet. Oh, okay. I am not. And Annie, Annie says she's not. I'm glad you're not, Annie. Can we help you? No, I was trying to see if I can help you. Oh, he's just opening the door for me. Thank you. All right. I think we all do sometimes. Y'all see? See, I had to change that around because see, they was getting a little too close to me. And then I looked out the door and she wanted to get smart to me. Can I help you? And I said, no, I was trying to see if I can help you. Lady, don't do it. Don't do it. She's a little bit older than me, so I'm trying to be respectful, y'all. I'm like, y'all getting a little bit close to me. Shoot. I don't like that. Like, don't be all up on me like that. And it says she is not Buddha. I had to be a little respectful, but you all up on me. And then you come out here. See, we were just talking about it, y'all. Tact. No tact. She told some, can I help you? Lady, you better back up because I'm trying to see if I can help you. You on me. Yeah, these people be something else. But hey, we trying to do good. See, when you know yourself, you have to be willing to admit. Sometimes people aren't willing to admit their faults. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be willing to, like, some people don't think they have faults. They just think that they are who they are. It is what it is. But see, they were all up on me, like throwing doors, and he was holding the door, but I'm like, but damn, why y'all? So I'm just looking because I'm talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like talking to y'all. But then it got like real close. And I'm like, sometimes I think people be trying you when they see you sitting in a car, especially by yourself. And I'm like, I don't know if they be testing you. Because see, a lot of times people give you tests. And when you pass the test, they get mad because they was expecting for you to flunk the test. So, hey, Tina. And Buddha says, calm down, lion. I'm like, she saw something. It was y'all. I'm telling you, body language, facial expressions, words are everything. Like, you can say something to me in the ugliest way, but if you say it nice and you got a smile on your face, I might not say anything. But if you say something to me and you got that drawl on your face, that what's up look on your face, I'm like, lady, you better stop. I'm not gonna get smart with you because you old enough to be you my elder, so I'm not gonna get smart with you. Sometimes you have to, but she wasn't 97, y'all. She was like 60 something, maybe 70. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to see if I can help you. But I ain't gonna even lie, y'all. It was kind of funny because I talk about stuff and I always say peace, positivity, and prosperity. But sometimes people will come at you and you got to try to remember those things. Because when you say those things, like when I say stuff like that, I'm not just saying it to my chat or anybody who comes across this video. I'm saying it for myself. We all have to find, we have to dig within ourselves sometimes. Nobody's perfect. And a lot of times when you promote certain ways or certain, positive thoughts and things like that, people will take that to turn around on you and say, oh, she always talking about positivity or being this or that. Yeah, I am now, dude, but don't get it damn twisted. Don't get it twisted, because I pick up on facial expressions and I match your energy. So I'm peace, positive, and prosperous. But if you want to be negative and if you want some chaos and some negativity, then I'm gonna give you back what you want. Because she was all up on me. Joshua says, hi, Tina. Buddha says, yes, it's very hard to remember. Yes. Buddha. It's like I opened the door and see, my thing is, wait a minute before you say something to people. Because I open the door. Do I not have the right to open the door to see what's going on around me? And then you stop and you say, can I help you? And what I really wanted to say, and I probably would have said it if I hadn't been on YouTube, is, can I help you? But she was older, so I still probably wouldn't have said it. So that's why I just told her, no, I'm trying to see if I can help y'all. So the husband, I ain't gonna lie, he kind of broke the ice. He was like, oh, no, we just both of us need some help. Now I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. I'm like, yeah, we all can need some help sometimes. See, y'all, sometimes you just gotta let shit fly. Like sometimes you just gotta let stuff fly. And it says my facial expressions gives me away all the time working on them. Annie, mine too. And maybe that's why she asked me that when I opened the door, because when I opened the door, I was looking like, what the F are y'all doing? And so, but I didn't say anything to her. I just opened the door. Like sometimes when you're in a car, you have to let other people know that someone's actually sitting in the car. Because people do the most, they let these buggies, they push buggies, don't care where they go. But they're not going to push the buggy into their car, but they'll leave the buggy so that they can run and hit somebody else's car. All kinds of stuff. Annie, me too. I got the word. That's always been it for me, the facial expressions. Forever. Gotta work on it. James Money 615. What's up, bro? Welcome to the live. I'm glad to have you. Buddha says I can step out my spiritual zone real quick. Right, Buddha, right. Juicy Jess, I heard the way she said it. Can I help you? Right. With the attitude. Juicy Jack. Tell me out. That's what I'm talking about, lady. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, Juicy Jack, Annie. That's these my little sisters in here. Y'all, Juicy Jack, I'm glad you heard her. Cause see, somebody lead a live talking about, oh, Lions Pride be over there doing whatever. And I'm like, I don't be doing Jack. I be trying to like be easy breezy, talk positivity, talk about the events of the world, talk about life situations, circumstances, uplift each other, empower each other. I don't bully people. I don't mess with nobody until they mess with me. And when I opened the door, Juicy Jack, you heard it, and you heard the attitude and the facial expression. So that's why I'm trying to see if I can help you. But you be trying to respect your elders, even though sometimes your elders don't respect you. I've always been taught respect your elders. But sometimes you got to get with the elders too, because them elders, some of the elders be about it. They be down, they be wanting to fight. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, some of them strong. I ain't gonna lie to you. Juicy Jack, I'm glad Juicy Jack, I heard the way she said it. Can I help you? With an attitude, like she was shaking her head and pointing her finger. Facts. That's how she said it. And then that's why when I looked back, I sat back, and I was like, no, I'm trying to see if I can help you. And I didn't say it the way I wanted to say it. And then the husband got in. Annie said it's hard for real. I know, and it is. Joshua said it's so embarrassing. Tina says work is crazy this afternoon, but listening while I'm work. I appreciate you, Tina. I appreciate you. I know it's Monday. It's Monday, sis. But I definitely appreciate you for being here, and I hope you're getting a laugh or getting something out of this live, something to make your day, to help your day go a little bit smoother. God don't play bad energy. Susan laughing. Susan. And it says some elderly people are rude as heck. They are, y'all. Some of them rude as heck. And I'm in the medical field. Y'all, they'll fight you. And when I'm talking about fighting you, they strong as heck. Don't get it twisted. They might not be as fast. And some of them, their licks may not do anything. But some of them bout it. Some of them got some licks that'll knock you. Shoot. Some of them hit hard. So don't get it twisted. And some of them been trained to fight. Shoot, we used to have a little man. That man will knock you out. Joshua says that's why I don't like people with attitude, because it makes my head, it makes his head hurt. It makes him nauseated. Look at Buddha still laughing. Buddha says behave, y'all. She said behave. I tried to, Buddha. I didn't get smart with her. I don't think I got smart with her. But hell yeah, I was sending her a message like, why you all up? Because see, what I don't like it when you're in parking lots. Y'all, when you're in the parking lot, the stores are going to tell you they're not responsible for your vehicles, right? And I don't give a damn if I'm driving a Yugo. If I drive a Yugo, or if I'm driving a 2023 Mercedes, I don't care if I'm driving a Benz. I don't care if I'm driving a Cadillac. I don't care if I'm driving a Maserati. I don't care what I'm driving. My money paid for it. I don't care if it was, y'all remember this old car called a Pinto. I think the Pinto older than the Yugo. I don't care what it is. If it's my property, I expect you to respect it, as if you might not respect my property like you respect yours, but respect it like it's not yours. You see what I'm saying? Like, I respect people's property like it's not mine, because it's not. And I don't know what they went through to get it. It could have been a free gift. I don't know that. They could have paid millions. They could have paid 200. I don't know. But I'm going to respect it. I'm not going to try to to damage it in any way. And I'm going to be cautious and careful about the way I maneuver. And these parking lots, these stores will tell you, oh, we didn't have the camera, or we don't use the camera for that. And oh, if it's not $500 worth of damage, the police don't even do, all kinds of stuff. These people don't care. They do not care. And that's one of my biggest things I hate to see is when someone's shopping and they leave their shopping cart like flap in the middle of a parking space. Like there may be an empty parking space next to theirs and they leave the shopping cart there, and then they go on about their business in the rest of the day, and that shopping cart, a hard wind pushes that shopping cart right into somebody else's car, and whatever the cart is can be left in that person's car. Buddha says, I heard it too. I thought it was going down. Buddha, I promise you it would have, but she was old enough to be my mom. So I try, y'all. I try. Joshua says they are very disrespectful and no manners. Juicy says it minds, and yeah, and don't tear right. Exactly. It's mine, and don't tear it up. I don't care what it is. It can be a scooter. It's mine. Like they don't care. They fling the doors open. They push the shopping carts. And then, but what makes me mad though, y'all, and it's like, we were just talking about people not having tact. Like people just don't give a damn. Like people feel like they're on a pedestal and everybody else is just what the F ever. You know what I'm saying? It's like they do what they want to do. Like, I don't give a damn if I hit your car. So what? It's your car. I didn't hit you. Like you sitting. And so my thing is like, get some exercise. Hell, go take the shopping cart back to the store or over to the holder, the place where you put them, where they're supposed to be. You that lazy? You walked around the store, you shopped, you got a shopping cart when you went in, you came out, you unloaded your shopping cart, you put your stuff in you can't walk another 10 steps to put the buggy in the correct place. Like seriously, it's exercise. It's exercise. And it's the right thing to do. Like I know sometimes I'm like, I haven't always put the buggy back, but it's you get older, you do better. You see things. You don't even have to get older to do better. When you see things, you do better. You get older, you do better. I mean, a lot of things can cause you to do better. Some people just don't care. They just don't care. Like if you teaching your kids well, you teaching them not to slam, not to destroy other people's property. That's what it boils down to. And she's talking about something, can I help you? I'm like, it was like, y'all, I'm glad I was on live because that could have went so many different directions. But I think at the end of the day, it's the age factor. Like I said, you have to get back with some of these older people because like my mom always said, respect begets respect, no matter how old you are. And we're talking about raising kids. We teach our kids, but don't we also respect our kids? And we're their elders. You know what I'm saying? We're their elders. So we respect our kids. And we teach them to respect. Joshua says, you go crazy out there. And it says, I got my review today. And before I said something I could not take back, I left and said, I was okay. I got you, Annie. Before I left and said I was okay, could not take back, I left and said I was feeling sick. After all the hard work and long hours this clown gave me met expectations. I don't blame you, Annie. I don't blame you. So since you met expectations, then go go enjoy the rest of your day at home. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Right, Joshua, right. Annie says, listen to you had calmed me down. Oh, Annie, Annie, you support me, and I hope I'm glad that calmed you down. And that's what it's all about, y'all. Just trying to, do better. And he should have done better. You know what you've done, Annie. You know what your performance is. He should have done better. But like you said, before you said something that you couldn't take back, you decided to just go home. Just go home. Treat yourself. Meet your own expectations because you know that you met those expectations. And you know what? I've done some things. I think we've all done things that we can't take back. Good, bad, and different. The bad, like they say, you reap what you sow, right? You reap what you sow. And someone told me a long time ago, when you look out across the field of the things that you've done, if you look back across your past, and you've done a lot of jacked up stuff, there comes a point where you should say to yourself and start to act accordingly and start to do better and start to sow more good. If you look back and you see what you've sown, the amount of bad that you've sown outweighs the good. That's the very moment. And a lot of times that moment happens more than once, because we fall back, we're human. But when you see so much that you've sown that's maybe not so good, start to sow good. Start to sow more good. And with the grace of God, you can look back over that and start to say, okay, that field was full of a lot of ugly stuff that I didn't like, that I shouldn't have done. But I've been putting out a lot of good. I've been sowing a lot of good. So try to sow some good. People will tell you, I ain't no bad person, I ain't did this. We all know ourselves. We know ourselves. And if you look back and you see that you've sown some bad stuff, some bad seeds, you've done some bad things, start to try your best to sow good so that your good should start to outweigh your bad and you can start to reap the good. Because you do reap what you sow. You do. You reap what you sow. And that means your bonus will suck, but it's all good. I hate that, sis. I hate that, Annie. But hey, we're going to claim that the next one will be good. And like I said, you know your worth. You know how hard you work. And we know people. Like I said, we never know what people are going through. But what we do know about people is that you have some good, you have some bad, you have some good that do bad, you have some bad that do good. And this was one time he didn't do so good. And I'm not gonna say he's a bad person because I don't know him, but like I said, you have good people who do bad people who do good who do good, bad who do bad. But you have to remove yourself from the situation like you did, regroup, and your next one will be what it should be. Honestly, your next one will probably be even better than it should be. And it says, yeah, it's all good. Let's see. Buddha says, very try you reap what you sow. Yes, you do. You reap what you sow. And a lot of times when you're younger, I'm not going to say all young people because young people are very astute. They're very, very knowledgeable. They're very, very smart. Some young people are smarter than some of these older people out here. But living life, if you've sowed bad, try to sow more good. You reap what you sow. So try to put more good out there so you can sow good at some point. Susan says, this has been a great chat today. I appreciate that, Susan. I appreciate it. Annie says, agree, Joshua. Tina says, feeling everything you're saying. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I didn't expect to be on here for like an hour and 45 minutes. I'm probably going to just let it be on here for like 2 hours, y'all, because it's just like with this app. You try, you set goals, and I'm meeting some of my goals, but there's still more goals to meet. So that's me. I have to go live to get my hours. All I want, if it's just one person in here communicating with me, I'm good with that. If there's nobody in here communicating, I do a live, play some music, and let somebody come through. You never know. It may be a live where there's nothing but music. And someone may just want to hear that. It may just be the StreamYard music. You just never know how your live can impact somebody and what they're going through that day or that hour or that minute. You just never know. Annie says the next one will be in 2020, but I get to work from home 3 times a week now. God is good. Yes, God is good. That's good, Annie. That's good. I know you're going to enjoy that. So your next one will be in 2020. And so, you know your worth, and you knew like today that you deserved more than what he gave you today. But sometimes, like I said, you just don't. People are just, I don't know. People are just people. So, and it doesn't matter no much how you say be positive. You're going to encounter people who are negative. You're going to encounter people who will I think we all have a good side and a bad side, and sometimes just an indifferent side. It's more than just two sides to most things. And I think people have a lot of sides, sometimes for some reason they let the bad side come out when it's least appropriate. Joshua says, blessings, Tina. Let the bad side come out when it's least appropriate. So you just have to kind of, you know, pat yourself on the back. You know how well you've done, and that next one is going to be great. God has blessed you to be able to work home 3 days a week. So I think we were talking about that on the other live over the weekend. Like when you know, working from home is so convenient. I think that may have been Thursday or Friday. It was one day last week we were talking about working from home, how convenient it is. You know, you don't have to deal with a lot of people. You don't have to deal with administration. How if you have kids or grandkids, you probably can help out with picking up from school, dropping off at school. Um, you don't have to dress up. You dress from top up. You from waist up. You don't have, you can probably work in your pajamas. Um, but I forgot who was saying it. I think it may have been Tina saying, yeah, but you know, sometimes you just dress up just so, you know, just to stay on top of things. You never know. They might say, hey, we're back in the office full time next week. Annie says, yes, ma'am. Tina says, yeah, we sure did talk about it. Yeah, we did. I was sharing. It's such a blessing for me. It is. It is. And Susan says she likes working from home as well. You know, it's to dress up. And then sometimes, you know, sometimes when, like when you're looking for a job and you're at home all day, some people, they get dressed to go look for their job. But when they're at home all day, hey, I say sometimes dress up when you're looking for a job. You may say I job hunt on Mondays and Wednesdays. Well, look, Tuesday and Thursday, dress up. Dress up. Cause you know, look good, look nice. When you look good and look nice, a lot of times you feel good, you feel nice. Cause you know, looking for work can be draining, it can be depressing. So sometimes people just, you know, like I said, like my great granddad used to say, get up and put some water on your face. Get up and put on some clothes. Like if we were out for summertime, or if you weren't feeling good, and you were just kind of laying around, like, get up, get out of your sleep clothes, put some clothes on, put on some clothes, put some water to your face. And if you're just not feeling good after that, you know, go back and relax and lay down, but just kind of get up and put some clothes on. Get up and go outside, open up the curtain, you know. And if, you know, if unless you just really needed to go to the doctor or something like that, it's like, just get up, get up, get up. If you're depressed over a little boy, like my great granddad, my great grandparents, they were good about that. Get up, get up, get up. That little boy, that he ain't going nowhere. It'll be another one. You don't need to talk to him no way. You know, that little girl, she ain't going nowhere. It'll be another one. You don't need to talk to him anyway. You know, your parents and grandparents, they would know what would be wrong with you a lot of times. Annie says, good for you, Tina. Joshua says, great, Tina. I'm proud of you. Let's see. Tina says, for example, I'm on Eastern time and I browned up meat and have taco meat simmering in the crock pot for dinner and got dishes all done. Productive lunch hour. Exactly, Tina. It's like you use that lunch hour. One of my kids works from home and she does meal preps. So she sticks to meal prepping over the weekend, like Sunday. And then during her lunch, she works out. So, but has she been going in? It's like you got to get off work, you got to go to the house, you got to get prepared to work out. Even if you have your meals and stuff already prepped, you got to get your workout clothes on, and then you got to, you know, but working from home, she uses her lunch break to work out. So by the time she gets off work, she doesn't have to worry about working out. She has equipment at home. She doesn't have to, you know, go to the gym. And that's like another thing. A lot of times people say they make the New Year's resolutions to go to the gym because if they have the equipment at home, they just kind of walk by it. Well, find something to motivate you to pick it up. Because I used to think like that too, and it was true. But and I guess, you know what? Sometimes going to the gym did motivate me more. It made me feel to go. I had a date. I had to go, you know, see the gym. But the more I started to work out at home, the more I start to feel like, okay, do I want to waste money and just let my work sit here, let my stuff sit here? I start to work out at home. So, you know, stuff like that is different strokes for different folks. Whatever makes you feel like, you know, it's working for you. I guess that's how you have to do it. But she just so enjoys getting to do her workout during lunch. She'll, you know, she gets to do it. And then cause she can eat lunch throughout the day. John loves tacos. Okay, I got a phone call. Yeah, I so hate when someone, you can be like, it could be hours and no one calls you. And as soon as you go live on your phone, sometime during that live, if you're on for like 30 minutes to, I say 30 minutes to 2 hours, somebody's going to call you. But had you not gone live, you probably could sit there and just play on that phone or do whatever and nobody calls you. Tina says, Joshua, thank you. And that sounds fire. I know it does. Y'all getting that, y'all doing that Taco Tuesday on Monday. I don't blame you. Y'all can eat tacos anytime. I can eat tacos anytime. It's like Taco Tuesday. Okay, that's just a title. I eat tacos whenever. And as soon as if had I just been had I not, and then I'm about to get off. It's like I was trying to tell her for 2 hours, and as soon as I say that, I get a phone call. Like, really? You did 80 push-ups, Joshua? Okay, okay. It's on your live stream. Oh, Juicy Jack made steak tacos last night. I bet that was good. I had do y'all eat shrimp tacos? A friend of mine said she just can't get into the shrimp tacos. I don't really like shrimp tacos either. I like shrimp. Of course, I love I like steak tacos. I like I use ground turkey or ground chicken. Um I eat ground beef every once in a while, but usually I use ground chicken, ground turkey, and steak. I love steak as far as my tacos. But shrimp tacos, it just don't, I don't know. I end up opening the taco and just making a little salad or something. I don't know. I can't eat. I can, but it just tastes funny to me. Shrimp tacos taste funny. So I got what she was saying with that. And I was like, that's probably why I never even tried to eat it. What else? Shrimp tacos. And what's another one? Um, just like a po' boy sandwich that has shrimp in it. That just doesn't, it's good, but I don't know. I don't know. Of course, if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat it. But it's like with shrimp, I don't like the idea of shrimp and bread. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's it. Tina says she can't do shrimp tacos either. Joshua says yummy, Juicy Jack. Annie says juicy. I know they were good. I know. I bet that. Now I do love steak. I can do this. You know what? I think that's what it is. The shrimp, I just can't do the shrimp with bread because I love steak tacos and of course, ground chicken, ground beef, uh, ground turkey, but I just cannot do shrimp tacos. Well, I won't say I can't do them. I don't. That's not a go-to. Tina says, Annie, I'm in Midwest in Indiana. Annie says, okay, okay, Tina. Annie says, Joshua, you are very close. I am in BK. Okay, is that okay? Okay, okay. I ain't gonna say okay. 'Cause I think he knows. Juicy says, "Oh my God, yes, they were so good. I had it for breakfast. Oh my gosh. Oh my. See, that's what I do too, y'all. I eat anything for breakfast. Now I try to cook healthy. Like I said, I know y'all be saying healthy. A lot of that stuff, yeah, that stuff that be on there. That stuff. Look, I got a nephew that's 6'2". Okay, a son that's like a little bit shorter than that, about 6 feet. They eat, and so I be putting this stuff up there. Most of the times, that's what they eating. But if it's something like that, like tacos, and I had it for dinner, I'll get right up and eat it for breakfast. Joshua says I can use ground turkey to do burrito to add salad and brown rice and also some nachos or ranch Dorito chips. Sounds crispy and soft. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of people use Doritos, like when they make taco salads, or like when they have taco meat, they prefer Doritos. My daughter loves Doritos with her taco meat. She just makes basically a salad. And that's what's up with you and me are in New York. Yes, that is. That's what's up. Yeah, it's so cool when you meet people, just meeting people from everywhere, from all over the place. I mean, whether you're in the north and up north, down south, out east, out west, and then just meeting people, just across the globe, wherever. And then through all these connections and all these meetings, then you meet somebody that's just like right there near you. just right there near you that you probably would have never met had you not been on social media. And it says, yes, yes, Joshua. So look, everybody, today's Monday. It can be manic, but it can also be marvelous. Make it what you want it to be, or at least strive for it to be. Annie, you're gonna get your evaluation. It's gonna be great. Your next evaluation, it will. I'm so glad that you get to work from home 3 days a week. I know you're going to enjoy that. Believe me, Tina and Susan can tell you that, and I know you already know that. You're going to enjoy that. Joshua, keep it up with your workouts. Um, Juicy Jack says, see, all my kids are grown. Since I've been sick, I have one son who lives with me since I can't talk. Okay, okay. So if he don't like what I eat, he just cook what he wants. Right, right. Yeah, when they get old enough to just cook whatever they want, Juicy Jack, that's great. That is great. Yes, Annie, claim it. Claim it. Claim it. No matter what somebody may have done, claim it. You see, you just sometimes, when people do things, you just have to say, okay, so that's how he works, or that's how she works. And sometimes no matter what you do, if somebody has to make a decision that affects your work, or your school or something like that, sometimes all you can do is leave it to God, because God knows your heart. He knows you have the right intentions. He knows your hard work, your dedication, and he's going to work it out. No matter, it could be that same person. It could be that same person have to decide on the next time, and it's going to claim it. It's going to work. It's going to work right. It's going to work out right, because God can change the thoughts, the ideas, the opinions, and minds of people like nobody else can. And he says, "Oh my God, Juicy Jack, are you okay? How are you feeling?" See, that's and thank you, Annie, because when I read that comment, Juicy Jack kind of threw me a little bit, and I didn't want to. I kind of had to. I started talking about some other things because I was kind of trying to figure out how to. Because I didn't know that she didn't speak. I didn't know that. I didn't know. So I didn't know if it was just short term, whatever it is. Juicy Jack, I know that you did say since you've been sick. So we're praying. We're praying for your healing. And let me read it again because I want to make sure I read it right. Yeah, one side. Okay, you said since you've been sick. Okay, I thought it said something else. So I'm glad I saw Annie's comment. So yes, everybody, y'all put praying hands in the comments for Juicy Jack, because we're claiming that she's well, that she's healed, and she feels better soon. We definitely are. We are. Okay, Annie was answering Joshua. Joshua says, okay, he's telling where he's from. Annie, okay. Yes, you guys are close. Yes, praying for our nieces. Praying, praying, praying. I think I had misread it the first time, but I couldn't get back to the comment that I was trying to see. But she did say she's been sick, and I hate to hear that. I hope and pray for a speedy recovery, a full recovery. By his stripes, by his stripes. So guys, set your short-term goals, set your long-term goals, and just try to focus. Make sure that you're ready for them when you set them, because sometimes people can do it. They just set goals when they really aren't ready to do it. That's how it is. Sometimes they can do whatever it is, whatever the goal is, whatever the resolution is, they can do it. Sometimes they're just not ready to do it. And so then they start to say, well, I just don't set resolutions because I never carry through. Well, sometimes, like I said, a goal and resolutions, they're synonymous. They're basically kind of like the same things in a way. So just set the ones that you truly know that you're ready for. And when you get ready for the harder ones, set them. Joshua says he loves Canarsie, Brooklyn. I think I'm saying it right. It's not that bad neighborhood. It's okay, but it's quiet. Like, okay, Queens in the best rankings. Oh, they got the best rankings. Annie says, yes, Joshua, it's cool. I am never home anyway. I know that's right. Annie enjoys herself. That's why I said, Annie, don't worry about it. You're a good person. You're a great person. Shoot. I know you probably gonna tackle the rest of this week like you always do. Like the person that you are, the supportive person that you are, the great person that you are. And I know you're a hard worker. So claim it. We're claiming it. You got that blessing of working from home. So don't even bother. Don't even let it bother you. Don't even let it bother you. Don't let that bother you. Because like I said, you just never know what a person is thinking. But God will make sure that you get that you will get that evaluation that you would do. He will. Juicy Jack says, I ate an edible in April 2020. I started hallucinating real bad. I called 911, and when they came, that's all I remember. I woke up 3 weeks later, and they had put tubes down my throat. Wow. Really, Juicy Jack? Those tubes paralyzed my vocal cords. So now I have a trach along. Oh, my gosh. Juicy Jack, I had no idea. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? I don't know, but I don't know about you guys. But I just those edibles, and not singling out edibles because of Juicy Jack's situation, but I've never been one to want to try. I've thought and wondered what it was like, but I don't know. And you never can say what you won't do or what you won't want to try. But that's so sad, and it's just like I'm thinking. I thought those were supposed to be like safe. It's I guess it's just kind of throwing me and kind of confusing me. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened, Juicy Jack. I'm so sorry that it happened. I don't know what went on with it and what would cause it to cause you to hallucinate and to end up like that. She says, she didn't. I called 911, and when they came, that's all I remember. Woke up 3 weeks later, and they had put tubes down my throat. Oh, goodness. They said I was diagnosed with pneumonia, but I wasn't sick. You ate too much. Okay. See, that would be the thing. I wouldn't even know, like, what's too much, I wouldn't even know what amount is the right amount. Oh, goodness. Annie says, Juicy Jack, I was not aware. I am crying, sis. And here I am, annoyed, oh my God, of a stupid review. See, that's like I've said, like many of us have said, like people have said, you never know what a person is going through. You never, ever know. And I may, even if you hear them or see them like in a chat say that they weren't feeling well or that they were sick, you still never know. And and I'm not one to ask, details unless that person wants to share because it is social media. But Juicy Jack, we appreciate you sharing that with us, letting us know, because now we know more about, your situation. We're going to love you the same, but we're definitely praying, praying for you, because we're just praying that you're able to speak again and that your other health issues, we're praying that you're able to speak again, and we're praying that your other health issues are resolved, that you get better, Juicy Jack says, Annie, please don't cry. Oh my gosh. You see, like, you never know. You never know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I was talking about how we could come into the chat. Sometimes if you're having a bad day, you may be having a bad day. But then what if you snap off at somebody else who's having an even worse day? I did not expect to hear that. I'm so sorry, Juicy Jack. Annie says, I have never had weed or edibles. Me neither. Me neither, Annie. Tina says, Juicy, so glad God saved you and will continue to work healing in you. Yes, yes. Perfectly said, Tina. Perfectly said. We're so glad that God did save Juicy Jack, and we pray that he will continue to work healing in her. Jacqueline says, I have an appointment to see a specialist to see if I can have surgery to talk, but I'll still have a trach. Tina says, I haven't ever smoked weed and only had a CBD edible once. Joshua says, Juicy, I'm praying for you. Blessings. And Juicy Jack says, thank you, Tina. Yes, we're definitely praying for you. And we're praying that your appointment with your specialist is a good report, is good news. We're hoping that he can, that they can do the surgery and that you are able to speak again, Juicy Jack. We're praying for that. Tina says, Juicy Jack, may I add you to my church prayer list? Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet of you, Tina. Juicy Jack says, thank you, Joshua. Yes, everybody. We're all praying for you, Juicy Jack. We're praying that you get good news from the specialist. I pray that he's confident that that a surgery will restore your ability to speak. And we're praying that God works and heals you in every way. Annie says, Juicy, I pray all goes well. Juicy Jack says, yes, thank you. I need all the prayers I can get. Tina says, there is power in prayer, y'all, for sure. Yes, there's power in prayer. There is. There's power in prayer, and we're all praying for you. That Tina has is going to add you to their church prayer list. So yes, there is. Susan says, Juicy, you got us praying for you. Yes, she definitely does. She definitely does. We're praying for you because like I said, you just never know. I never knew. I never thought that. And I'm, we're Liddy sisters. We come from local Libras chat. And I may have seen her say that she wasn't feeling well or was sick, but I never knew this. I never knew this. I never did. And so we're praying for restoration of your health and your ability to speak. God with God, all things are possible. And I'm glad you came into the chat today. Maybe being in these chats, y'all, like sometimes, when you're going through things, the chat may not change what you're going through, but it may give you a better mindset. It may give you better feelings, just good vibes, good vibes. It can be uplifting. It can be uplifting. Tina says, Lord, we lift our sister Juicy Jack to you in prayer. Please comfort and strengthen her, Lord, and give the doctors wisdom for her medical plan. Amen. 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 Juicy Jack says, my dad is the assistant pastor at my church, so you can best believe I'm held up in prayer. Definitely. That's good. That's good. Yes. That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear that you're surrounded with that your dad is a pastor, assistant pastor, and that you're surrounded by, prayer warriors. And we're praying for you. Juicy says, I thank y'all so much. I'm sorry I didn't mean to turn the focus of your life on me. Juicy Jack, no. The focus, see, that is, like, y'all, we go through so much. Like, you just never know what a person is going through. I've seen, like we talk about forgiveness and stuff, or you talk about what things that people go through. I've seen bad people go through things. I've seen bad people turn their lives around. And I think, to me, that's what social media is supposed to be about to a degree. It should be fun. It should be positive. And it should be like for situations where when a person is going through something, they can come here and find comfort, like find, words of encouragement. Um, find a group, find support, find a group of supportive people. And so Juicy Jack, that's what I'm glad that you told us. And that's what we want to be to you, a group of support. Um, we know that you have prayer warriors all around you. That your dad's an assistant pastor. So we know that you're uplifted in prayer. We're uplifting you in prayer. And your live, you talking to us about it in the live, it reemphasizes what we say. You never know what people are going through. So try to be positive. At the least, try not to be negative, you know. You know, when you approach people. Now, when we're just in the world, we're going about our day, just like that lady did just then. She want to pop off and get smart. Things happen. It is what it is. But like when we're in these chats together, it's just to me, we want to laugh, we have fun, we throw shade, we want to do all that stuff, all that fun stuff. But we don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to lift people up. We want to uplift people. We want to make them feel better, even if we can't change their situation or their circumstances. We want to be a support system, and we want to be an ear. We want to be kind words. We want to offer kind words, thoughts, and prayers. We want to be uplifting. Annie says, amen. Tina says, Juicy Jack just hung up the phone from my pastor, and our prayer team will be praying around the clock, sis. Now, that's a blessing. That's awesome, Tina. That's awesome. Susan says, Juicy, you need us, and we are here for you. Exactly. Juicy Jack says, thank you, Tina. Annie says, Juicy Jack, do you need anything, sis? Please let me know. See, and that's what it's about. I'm glad you let us know, Juicy Jack. I'm glad you let us know. Don't feel any kind of way at all about it. You just got more prayers. And more support. Tina says, Juicy, my new sis, I am sending you love, hugs, and prayers. Juicy Jack says, I'm good, Annie. Thank you so much. And Juicy Jack also says, thanks, Tina. See, like I got sad for a minute, y'all, but that's what it's all about. It's like still we want to be uplifting and encouraging. And I'm so glad that you came into the live, Juicy Jack. Like, so we focus on stuff on you, like on YouTube. I go to have fun. I go over to locals to have fun. I go to other chats to have fun, and we focus on things. And I grow. I try to grow my channel and stuff like that. But what's been most important to me is like meeting people like Annie, like Juicy Jack. Everybody who's supportive to me and who's uplifting to me. It's even been people who you may have fallen out with them and had words with them, but guess what? We came across each other for a reason, and so. Even if some negative came out of it, negative may have came out of it, but guess what? Try to leave the negative out of it. A negative may have come about and may have came out of it, but there was some positivity there. So when you encounter people, especially on social media, even though you don't have to eat with them, you don't have to sleep with them, you don't have to do anything with them, try to be cordial if you once at least establish some relationship, or just try to move on. And anybody else that you're with, whoever's willing to accept your positivity or accept you accept them. Don't let people get you down. And another thing is, like I say, hurt people like to hurt people, but don't let what people think about you bother you. Don't let bothered people bother you, because we can be positive as all get out, but there's always going to be some mischief going on. There's always going to be demons and devils going on. So that said, encourage and uplift those who are encourage and uplift you, and don't let the negativity or the negative ones get you down. Don't let bothered people bother you. Tina says, Launch Pride, God used you and your channel mightily today, precious sis. I appreciate that, Tina. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad I did go live today. Because prayers work, prayers work, and people need all the sincere prayers that they can get. And I have no doubt that each and every one of you in this chat are sincere in the prayers that you sending out to Juicy Jack, and sincere in the prayers that you would send to anybody. I have no doubt, and I'm glad I did go live. I might go live. I always say that, y'all. I might go live later today. I say that because I need my watch hours, but I've been on here almost 2.5 hours, so I don't know. I may and I may not, but I'm glad that I did go this morning, and I'm glad that each and every one of you came into the live. Sometimes there's just a perfect storm. And sometimes there's a storm we don't know that there's a storm. And sometimes there's beauty in a storm. And then sometimes it's not even a perfect storm. It's just a perfect collection. I think we had a perfect collection of people today. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I know that you guys appreciate each other. So I'm so glad. Annie says, I was not going to come on YouTube today, but I am like so like I did. Thank you, Lion's Pride. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate you. I'm glad you okay, I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm glad too. I'm glad that you came. I'm glad each and every one of you guys came into this live. So we're going to be praying for Juicy Jack. We're going to be praying for each other, praying for ourselves, and just try whatever's going on today, whether it be positive, whether it be negative, whether it be indifferent, but you felt like could have been better. Just try to think positive. Try to think of the positive things that are going on and focus on those. It's kind of like when we was talking about sowing. If you sow bad, you're going to reap what you sow. You sow good, you're going to reap what you sow. And I think all of us have done bad. So the best thing that we can do is to try to start sowing more good so that we can reap more good. And try to do good for others. Try to do good for others, as well as yourself and your families. Just try to all we can ever do, is try. It only fails if you don't try, or it fails. You may get some failures when you try, but you got to keep trying. You got to keep trying. Some people feel like the worst failure is not to try. I'll say that the worst failure is not to try. So you just gotta keep trying. It's just like when you're taking the bar. It's just like a lawyer taking the bar. Hey, you went to school all those years and you stayed up all those nights and you learned all those cases. If you don't pass it the first time, try and try again. If you don't pass it the second time, try and try again. Try it until you get it. Try it until you get it. Not trying is a failure off the top. If it's something that you want to do, something that you're striving for, not trying is the first failure. We see 90-year-old people going back to getting their high school diplomas, their bachelor's degrees, their master's, their doctorate degrees, whatever it is, or just a certification that they may have always wanted. So just try and try again. Y'all, I thank you. I love each and every one of you. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. And like I said, without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. And if you want to prosper, you got to leave out the chaos and the negativity as much as you can. But first and foremost, we got to put God first. You got to put God first. So y'all have a great rest of your Monday. It's a magnificent Monday. It's a marvelous Monday. And though it may be a manic Monday, it's God's day. Like each and every one of them, it's God's day. So I'm going to see you guys on the next live. And I hope each and every one of you are able to make it. If not, that's okay. We'll see each other on the next one. So again, thumbs me up on your way out if you didn't on your way in. If you come across this video and you happen to like the content, please subscribe. And then tap that notification bell so that you'll know the next time I go live and the next time I upload a video. And I need to start uploading videos, y'all. But I don't know. I get tired of uploading stuff about the stores. I don't do anything. I don't make stuff. I need to start making something, huh? I need to start making jewelry or something. I used to do that. My kids make dominoes and stuff like that, personalized dominoes and stuff. But then they be like, Mama, ain't nobody trying to put that on there. That's okay, Tina. That's okay. Thank you, sis, for coming to the live. We about to get out of here. She says, sorry, been on a work call. Annie says, have a blessed day ahead, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Six Balls says, good stream. Been here the whole time. I appreciate you, Six Balls. You should have said hello, 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 hello. Y'all go check out Six Balls. It's back. Heard those 6 balls, those 6 little girls, those big girls, those 6 girls. Y'all go check her out. Tina says, sis, thank you for this live and for being you. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you guys. Tina says, 6 balls. Hey, sis. Juicy Jack says, blessings to you, Annie, and all of you. Thank you, Jackie. Blessings to you as well. Susan, speaking of 6 balls saying hello. Thank you, 6 balls, for your support, for being over here in the live. I appreciate you. I'm about to come check you out because I'm sure you probably did a video or something today. If not, I'm sure you will. So I'll definitely be over there to catch it. If I can't catch it live, I'll definitely leave a comment. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful rest of your Monday. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.